Let's get started.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live. Yo,
Let's get down to business.
Now let's get it all in perspective. We did it like that, and now we do it like this.
All right.
for the underground world, every street and borough.
You may learn something.
Experience.
You are now listening to the Joe Rogan Experience Triple Anniversary Party with Chico, Simon, Kamar, and your host, Matt Floyd.
You know, it just dawned on me, Chico's not here. He also wasn't here for the first couple episodes, so it's almost fitting that he's not here. Welcome.
He's in a hurry.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan Experience 3-year anniversary show. My name is Matt Floyd, joined as always by Kamar.
Welcome to the party.
And Simon.
We need to get sponsored by Red Bull here. This is ridiculous.
I tried. I already tried.
You guys are putting it on camera.
Listen, I tried. They were like, we don't do that.
Fuck these guys.
And then I even called a local rep, and I was like, what about just giving us a fridge, and we'll, like, put it in the shot?
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, fridges are the hardest to come by, which was a polite fuck off, but fair enough.
What do you mean they don't do that?
The funniest is Travis
They
sent
give
me...
Joe Rogan a fucking fridge.
Travis sent me the LinkedIn of, like, the biggest Red Bull rep in Ottawa, and I'm like, well, how am I going to LinkedIn this guy? Like, this is a
Are
weird...
you on LinkedIn?
No, of course
Yeah, it's
not.
for
Have
it.
I ever had a job?
Apparently it's a thing.
Yeah, well, not for me.
LinkedIn's a giant scam.
Everything's a giant scam.
I don't think so. I think it's worth a lot of money, LinkedIn.
Well, everything's worth a lot of
I
money.
thought it was a scam.
Enron was worth a lot of money.
Enron was a scam.
No, I just mean like, you know, you think you're connecting with other businessmen and really they're just stealing your data.
Well, they all do that. No, but I actually think it works. Like, I'm not on it, but
I'm sure it works for
If you're a
networking if you're
business
good at it
person,
and if
yeah,
you're,
exactly.
I always get these things inviting me to meet someone on LinkedIn, and my answer is always fuck off.
There's a button for that?
No,
Very
it's an
cordial.
internal button in my brain.
Gotcha. Well, we made it 3 years. I never, ever, I gave this a 1% shot.
Did I call it the triple anniversary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really doesn't make sense.
Well, you were trying to drag triple bogey into it, make it like a whole...
Maybe subconscious.
Why does
Yeah.
that not make sense? The triple anniversary. 3.
Well, it's a very
3
weird
years.
way of saying,
ever
like,
says
no one's ever, like, that's like what a European new to the country would say, like, oh, happy triple anniversary for you, yes? Sunny days.
How old is Gus? He's triple.
Yeah, exactly. It's his triple birthday.
Triple 10.
Yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway,
Okay, well, Kamar can't speak English. It's fine.
Just thank you guys. That's all I want to say, man. I can't believe it. 3 years is crazy.
I mean, it's crazy we made it out of the basement. You know, this is a pretty, it's not perfect, obviously, but this setup is pretty fucking sweet for what we've got here.
All because of you guys.
It's pretty fucking good. I see a lot of famous people here. You can have those too. Famous person who have a shitty place in their like basement or whatever. You know what I mean? This is an outbuilding.
Dude, a Sam Cedar clip came up on my YouTube the other day, and I was like, this guy has like the world's worst cameras. He's sitting in like the, I mean, I guess it's maybe not the shittiest setup, but like even Kyle Kalinske, you know?
Like who are the two?
It's lighting,
the
though,
guy,
isn't it?
the guy is like fucking dorky looking, and maybe it's his sister or girlfriend on the show with him.
oh, it's H3H.
That's it.
Yeah, Ethan.
Like they look like
Busy
they're in a
eyes.
fucking
We can't make
garage.
fun of him anymore now that we know he's autistic.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Shit.
really?
Shit, yeah. He's got a
Well,
little bit of the autism.
I guess makes more sense because I found him very awkward.
At the end of the day, it is
I
an
can say
audio
that.
medium.
Yeah, you can say whatever you
Video
want,
doesn't
dude. We're not going to cancel you, son.
No. I'm saying you can call somebody awkward.
Yeah, you could call him a retard
Even if
you
they're
want. I don't give a
autistic,
fuck.
I don't think you should do that.
Well, I'm just saying you could. Nothing's
Behind
out
their
of
back.
I
bounds.
could
here.
Behind
do
their
a
back.
lot of things. I could,
Don't be a Clint about this, okay? Just chill the fuck out.
a Clint. Listen to this.
I saw Theo Vaughn interview Jesse the Body Ventura
Oh, how was
in
that?
like a kitchen. It was the craziest thing because Theo Vaughn wasn't allowed to talk.
How do you interview someone if you're not allowed to talk?
Because when Jesse talks, and another thing, like he just, it's a run on. It was so annoying. Like, and at the beginning of it, Theo goes, "Look, guys, I interviewed him, but I didn't talk, so I just thought you should know that it never happens. It's really weird."
Dude, I watched the first 5 minutes of Theo's special and I turned it off.
Oh, me too.
Oh, you did?
Because-
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Because I think you just get all that every time you hear him talk. You know what I mean? If you knew nothing about him, never heard him before, I think that would be funny.
I still think I need to give it the whole thing. It's not fair to give
Oh,
something
you never watched it.
No, Mary specifically was like, is it just me or is this like really not good? And I unfortunately was sitting there thinking the same thing. So we just turned it off because, you know, we got better stuff to do.
It was disappointing.
Yeah. That's too bad. I also don't think Theo will be back on Joe for quite some time.
It's bad for his mental space.
Yeah. I also think he's like totally clean. Like of
Sober,
everything.
sober.
Like not, yeah, like he's almost straight edge. Like no jerking off, no booze, no weed, And Joe, loose with the fucking booze, a little bit of maybe dope.
He's the one guy, I don't want it to sound negative, but is weird or sober. Like
Theo?
when he was back in Daryl Strawberry days,
Yeah.
like that was hilarious. And he was flying.
Yeah, that was
Unfortunately for his health or whatever.
that like 15-minute story is hilarious.
And he seemed happier and he seems more like in his head now that he's sober. It's weird.
I mean, listen, you gotta fucking jerk your dick off once in a while. Like what kind of maniac?
least, yeah.
That'll drive you crazy.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Well, he can still have sex though. Maybe he's just getting laid every day. Maybe he's getting laid 3 times a day. You don't need to
I
jerk
still
off
even
if
think-
you're getting laid 3 times a day.
Okay, well, he's not getting laid 3 times
one
a day,
gets laid
most
3
likely.
times a
Yeah,
day.
come on. What is he, Telly from fucking
If
Kids?
he is getting laid once a day, he doesn't need to jerk off. He's old, man.
No one's having sex once a day. Do you think someone has sex every day of the year? I don't think anyone does.
Like, who has sex every day in my head?
Go on.
Is the little guy there.
Vern Troyer?
Asian. Does the tiger belly. What's his name there?
Bobby Lee?
Yeah, with his tall girlfriend there.
No, aren't they married?
Sure.
Nobody. Nobody has sex every day of the year. There's people that could. Like, it's not.
Well, yeah, because most people stop while their girl is, on their period. So you're taking like a week off every month.
But
Well, at least the first couple days.
girl
You
or
might get
guy.
some low flow the last couple days.
Girl
decide
or
to go
guy.
for
No
it.
one's had sex
Maybe in the
every
shower.
day for a year.
Sorry?
We know people that
Girl
will
or
claim
guy.
that. We know plenty of people that would claim that they had sex.
I would claim that, but I know it's not true. It's just
Fair
like
enough.
You'd have to be tired. I would think when I was 18 I would want to do it, but now I know it'd be unsustainable.
I lived with my girlfriend when I was like 20, and
Yeah,
No.
but you were 20.
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but I'm saying even then, I don't think we had sex every day.
But I think at 20, you could have sex every day. Once a day. No more than
It would
once a
be
day.
it would be your time to shine, but no one would do it. Just
I will tell you
Yes.
for sure, he's right. 20, I would have every day if she
what I
had
said, yeah.
allowed it.
yeah.
And what if you could like have sex with a different girl every day? You would do that.
Oh my god, I would have
Maybe
been all
someone
over
does
that.
that.
Like
Maybe
flies on
someone
shit.
does that, like Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, he's married to
But prior, just like a rock star, they might have sex every day of the year.
Megan Fox.
Anyone listening has sex every day?
Boom. How does Simon know that? I don't know. Just do.
But she's like a MILF, right?
Megan Fox?
Is she a
She's
mom
with
now?
what's his name?
Well, I
Brian
guess,
Austin
yeah.
Green.
She's been around.
That was the most
man.
hilarious combo ever. Brian Austin
Yeah.
Green, who got famous through 90210 and then never did anything else.
Didn't need to. Probably lived off those
He became a
residuals.
rapper. Did you guys see the
He is Chet Hanks.
meme that Joe Rogan posted
Which one?
about the kids from Florida there?
Oh, the Island Boys.
The Island Boys. It's so funny, man, if you haven't seen it.
But in their defense, they're Cuban.
Okay.
And I think if they're American, it would be too much, but they're Cuban, it's all right.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
If gas station boner pills were people, boom.
Brian Redband.
No, that was Joe Rogan. And then Brian Redband said,
I have a great video of Simon watching.
for the
that.
record, I'm a big fan of gas station boner pills, right?
That's what I said. He always is raving about them.
Just before I forget,
Yeah.
there was a picture on Joe Rogan's Instagram this week with him and Shane Dorian. So if we're lucky, fingers crossed, boys.
I saw that. What were they doing?
He was coming in to get some like regenerative work done, and Joe has all the hookups for the steroids.
You mean
and
growing
everything,
cocaine?
No, I don't mean that.
He's from the same island where we learned that Coke had their plant in last week's episode.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think he has something wrong with like his knee or something. I
Stem
don't
cells,
know.
yeah. Happy anniversary!
He was one of the first ones we did, so it would be interesting if he was back on, like almost exactly 3 years later, just for you. You could give it another high
I
rating.
thought we did him as a throwback. No, why would we do that? That would be crazy.
Yeah, none of us would have picked
I
Shane
wouldn't
Dorian as
know
a
who
throwback.
Shane
No.
Dorian
There's
was.
been so many episodes. I've been thinking you think it's like, oh, it's a shitty week or whatever. But when I was scrolling through the Instagram, just all the guests, like remember way back when it was Kelly Slater, like this is awesome, or Tony Hawk, like I mean these are years, but over the years there's been so many cool people, as well as all the stinkers, hunters, health nuts, what have you.
I'd like to see a chart of like stinkers versus gems.
Yeah, but
you
that's
know?
all fucking. That's
Subjective.
all. Yeah. I mean, if again,
As we don't rate every episode the same.
no, yeah, exactly. I wonder though. That's a good question. Like, what do you think the average rating we each give a
I
week is?
think you have to go through 10 stinkers to get one gem.
Wow, that's
1 in 10.
data, eh?
That is data.
If we
Yeah.
took all the weeks, you'd say on the year,
would need RV to get it.
3.2 or whatever.
Arvi might have that info. Maybe he
No
has a
way.
spreadsheet or something.
No way, that's crazy.
While we're here, shout out to Arvi. He started the fucking Reddit when Kamar said it on an episode. So shout out to him.
Fifth Beatle,
There you go.
tired of all
And
the
shout
big
out to
jobs.
Tyler for doing the movie game jingle. Shout out to Ghetto Socks for the intro song.
I can't believe we're here. It's amazing, and thank you to the fans.
Yeah, I genuinely I'm not lying when I say when we spent the money on that day to buy the first gear we bought, I was like, I am flushing $350 down the drain.
Simon still don't believe they exist, but that's another story.
Yeah, I didn't think a lot about it, to tell you the truth.
I didn't care. Like I wasn't angry. I was like, this will be fun either way. And
But
you know,
money for stuff, like we got stuff, the shitty microphones or whatever. You know what I mean? And a neat machine.
I mean, the getting of the stuff is almost what makes you like, at least for me, I was like, since we spent this money, I'm going to at least fucking give this a real go.
3 years later, here we are.
Yeah. Ups and downs too. The Joe going to Spotify. Like I don't know if you guys know this. I'm sure you do because you look at the numbers. Simon doesn't, but like we had a month just before Joe went to Spotify where we had 500,000 downloads in a single month,
Well, that's when I quit my job.
which is like,
I thought we were on our way.
that's like that puts you in the top, like, puts you in the top percentile of
You want to
podcasts.
talk about imposter syndrome?
Either way, it's been a long road.
I never think about it, so it's impossible for me to have imposter.
No.
I know you have the least access to anything. Simon doesn't know jack shit. Simon shows up Sunday and that's it.
If, say, 100,000 people listen to something, like I can't grasp that. I don't think that's happening. But even if it was, you can't. Do you know what I mean?
I have a hard time grasping 1,000.
Well, no, but that's graspable, and that's where we're at. But those numbers were.
Like our very
Ungraspable.
first episode has like 500,000 downloads alone.
You can't believe that. You can't believe that.
I can actually check the number. I don't know if it's that high, but it's like the very first episode has far more downloads than I ever thought we'd get for
We have
anything.
so much to show after 3 years, but it's a slow process. It doesn't all happen in a day. You know what I mean?
Well, we also got we got dumb lucky with the name.
Stupid lucky.
Like we never thought about it. It wasn't like we brainstormed. It was an off the cuff remark that we kept and that helped us greatly. I mean, it's hurt us in ways too, but nothing is fucking perfect. Everything has a yin and a yang.
Like I've said before,
Well, that was the only part. It made it hilarious, so it almost kept it like...
it started
You
as
know,
it was
tongue
just a
in
troll.
cheek.
It was just a
Yeah.
troll.
And again, we had no idea. Like it was only like months in that I realized what potentially could have been going on.
Well, everything changed when you put us on Spotify for one thing.
Yeah,
We never looked back after that.
that's true because Joe wasn't on Spotify yet.
But yeah, it was just a troll, and it's crazy. It's all aces. You know what I mean?
Listen, I built a website this week. If you told me 3 years ago I'd be building a website for this fucking show.
Skills you've acquired, and if we weren't getting anything right now, that'd be actually crazier and much sadder.
I don't think
You're
listen,
still in your basement 3 years
Yeah,
from
yeah,
now,
yeah.
hoping something cracks.
I just have to say this though. I think if you're doing a podcast, like I think we'd have some listeners regardless. Even if we were still in my basement and it wasn't a lot, I think that like I don't know.
But do you think we would have it to be going for 3 years?
I think Simon would have tapped out by now.
Maybe, I don't know.
There is a carrot here. You know what I mean?
Like we know he's not going anywhere, right?
I have nowhere to go.
So that's 1 out of 3 that's going nowhere. I'm probably, I enjoy doing this enough to stick it out.
We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kamar, this keeps Kamar together.
I've said it before. I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have this
It's 4 hours a
rounding
week.
course. You know what I mean? Plus listening. And I listened twice. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow.
What happens
For
tomorrow?
people listening,
Tomorrow we record a real episode.
This is Saturday. We record on Sundays. A little behind how the sausage is made.
You know what dawned on me too is I don't know where or how I'm going to release this because we have an ad this week, and if I release two things, it really fucks with.
Oh, interesting.
Can't you just release it with the normal episode? as
Actually, you know
like
what?
An add-on.
The reach for this ad is so low that we'll hit it no problem anyway. That just dawned on me. We're fine. We're fine.
Inside the numbers.
Also, for anyone listening, I am going to be releasing on the Patreon a very special 3-year anniversary thing. We have an episode that we recorded that has never, ever seen the light of day.
Number 2.
I believe it was number 2. So I'm going to sit down and edit that this week. It's terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure at the beginning, it's a super long intro, like, because I tell a story about this guy taking his shirt off and trying to fight me at hip-hop karaoke, and you were like, I don't know, you weren't having a good day, and you were like, why are you telling us this? This is such a long, useless story.
No way.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the episode, but it's like, it's long and it's there, so.
Didn't Simon cancel himself in that episode? That's why he said we can't.
No.
Yeah, that was.
No.
Call someone fat or something.
No. There was something that I took out of an episode because you were like, you have to take that out.
That's something else. That episode number 2 was because of that girl that was on.
Yeah.
Because of what girl?
There was a girl that was on.
Well, I'll go through it. If it's incriminating, I won't fucking...
It wasn't incriminating. I just didn't like the things I was saying. And then there was a fuck up anyways, and we didn't end up putting it up. So I was like, perfect. I'm not going to fight that.
Well, I believe it's sitting on a hard drive. So if it is not incriminating and it is
It's not. He was just too sensitive at the time.
I'll be putting it on the Patreon. So
no, I still don't like it.
I'm sure you've said much worse about people or whatever.
I have not.
How about this? I won't even release the whole thing.
I'll release it.
I'll release a good portion of it, only because it'll be fun to see.
There are 3 guests that are on it, let's say.
Okay.
Or 4 guests that week. You
yeah.
just don't release one of the guests.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
There you go.
But either way, I think it'll just be a fun thing to put on the
think it's an
Patreon
amazing idea,
as like
Matt.
look how far we've come kind of deal. Because it's really like, I remember it. It was bad. Like we had no idea. And we still don't know what we're doing.
I don't remember it at all.
We were flying free. We were free balling, man. And look at us now. It's amazing. And
Do you remember the stress of Kamar texting for that first week? Like, you have to get it up, dude. You don't understand.
that's all I know is what I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I haven't missed a week, so.
And you feel stupid if you do.
What do you mean you feel stupid if you do?
If your intention is to do something like pandemic, we worked around whatever, which was crazy. We've come through that, but if you say you're going to do something, you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This couldn't be a thing where like sometimes I don't show up or anyone fly by night. We all sort of rely on each other to be here and.
Well, occasionally, that's a good lesson too for anyone who wants to start a podcast. If you say you're going to do it weekly, fucking do it weekly. Because the second you don't,
do you know what I mean?
No, but you have to. And like, don't. And I think a lot of people do this where they're like, "Okay, I'm going to do it weekly," and then maybe they miss a week. Maybe they do it weekly, but they only do it for like 2 months. And if it doesn't have big numbers, they just stop. That's probably wrong too. Give it like a year. It takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
It's like that board that says 72 days without an accident. You know what I mean? You're only as good as your next episode, and if you stop, you're starting again. Yeah, gotta keep the momentum going.
We've had stinker episodes. Just move on. We've argued. We've hated each other. We've come back.
But my thing is, if ever there's an episode, I was like, wow, that got really intense for a bit there. When I listen back, I don't hear it like what I thought it was every time. Do you know what I mean?
You make assumptions.
No, I feel like we're really arguing and it's getting heated.
And then when you listen back, you're like, oh, it's just a discussion.
Yeah. It's so weird when you're in the moment.
Well, because again, when you're in the moment, your emotions start to boil up and then it becomes like a personal thing. Whereas when you're listening back, you're like, oh, it's just people making points back and forth.
And you don't really have time to analyze or in the form of a discussion, ask someone like, oh, sorry, no, you're right. I understand. You just go with the emotion.
That's why I can't take notes. Like if someone's talking and I'm like, oh, I can't, because then I stop listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I miss, focus. Like, I'm terrible. I'm like a fucking half ADHD case. Simon, you okay, buddy?
Better that than like lose something to the fucking ether, though. That
drives me crazy
so much. I was talking to somebody the other day. They said, they were telling me about some movie called Lamb. Have you heard of this movie?
The Swedish horror film.
Is that I just know that the woman gives birth to a baby and it has the head of a lamb and the body of a baby.
I believe this is this. Yeah.
I don't know what, because I still cannot remember, but I said, Chuck Palahniuk was just on Joe Rogan. That guy's amazing. He's a treasure. I start like building him up, and then I can't remember why I brought up Chuck Palahniuk and the lamb baby.
There was a
Still,
connection.
to this moment, I don't know what the connection is. It's been bugging me for 2 days.
Have you read Fight Club 2 or 3?
I started reading Fight Club 2. It's very odd. Like they're in the future, right? So
It just felt like I don't know. It didn't feel like it needs a sequel. It's like to find out Forrest Gump had a second book.
I get it though. Like as an author, you create this thing, and then you have all this backstory that goes along with Tyler Durden or whoever that, like, you know, never gets known because Fight Club is what it is.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. Like
You're okay with that, but maybe he's not okay
Yeah, I get
with
it,
that.
but-
Like maybe that like sits in the same way I can't remember what the fuck I'm talking about. This like irksome, you know?
I have two questions.
Go on.
Both of you. Did you see Fight Club before you read Fight Club?
I never read Fight Club.
So you only saw the movie?
Yeah.
That's your introduction. And did you read Fight Club 2 or did you listen to Fight Club 2?
I've never done either. I was asking him if he had. 'Cause
I'm
I
pretty
haven't.
sure I read Fight Club
words on the
before I
page?
saw Fight Club, and I read Fight Club 2, but I like legitimately, I couldn't even remember what it was, the premise or whatever. I don't.
I mean, it'd be interesting if he read it, right? We'll get into it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we shouldn't even. This is
The green room creeps in.
yeah.
How about this? Can you remember your top 3 episodes from from the 3 years we've done?
Oh Jesus!
I got to go with Ngannou. He's got to be in there, I think.
There's too many. We should have done this.
I'd have
before.
to see a list of them. I can't, like, for the life of me, remember who's been.
I feel
on
like
them.
the name would stick out. And it's more about if it was an interesting conversation or it was very, not controversial, but
The Black Keys. I remember that one being. I gave that one
See,
a 5.
I didn't love that one. I remember.
but it was
you
weird
loving
because the
that.
one guy was all quiet in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was all fucked up.
Yeah,
Smoked too much weed out of the box.
interesting energies. That was not this year though.
No, that was
That
like
was in your
2 years
basement, I
ago.
think.
Yeah, or maybe 3. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, Elon Musk.
And then
was
we did all the throwbacks, so that conflates it for me too, because I don't know which ones that we've actually done and which ones.
I don't
we've done
remember a
in
lot of the
reverse.
throwbacks though.
Like, do you remember Jesse the Body on?
Oh, that was a
Rogan?
terrible.
Was that a
episode.
throwback?
Yes, that was a throwback.
It was the exact same thing with
I'm
Theo.
sure.
He just
Picked,
talks.
I'm sure picked by me.
I don't remember.
But
I think it was
yeah,
Kamar who picked him, to be honest.
listen, like, you have Jesse the Body Ventura on. He's on your show. Like, what are you having him on for? You're having him on to tell stories. Do you really need to listen to Theo Vaughn throwing his stupid jokes in? Do you need Joe Rogan interrupting him every 2 minutes? Like,
Sometimes you want them. Like he just talks too much. You know what I mean? And pushes what he wants to talk about versus maybe
Okay.
what you want to find out about.
Fair
him.
enough.
That's all I've seen.
fair enough. But sometimes it just ends up in the wrong direction. Like, I don't care what Jesse the Body Ventura's fitness regimen is. Do you know what I mean? Which is definitely going to come up if he's with Rogan.
I've never had a cell phone. And I want on my grave, he never had a cell phone. I believe I may be the only American who will never have a cell phone.
God, he's the most he might be one of the most insufferable human beings.
He's a professor
On
at
Earth.
Harvard.
You
Get
cannot
out of here.
believe what is
Yeah. Like-
true with this. He was the only white member of the biker. Remember
Oh,
that
like the
whole
Mongols
thing?
or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Dude,
And they were okay with him not getting
Yeah.
involved in the.
they knew what my position was. So when that stuff came up, they walked me out of the room. Like, yeah, dude, shut up.
His voice is so close to
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, it puts the lotion on the boss.
Yeah. I bet he stands with his dick tucked all the time too.
But he's a massive.
Weirdo.
He is a massive dude.
Dude, that guy's a
Oh,
total.
he could kick the shit out of me for sure.
That guy's a total weirdo, eh? The dude who plays Buffalo Bill.
I'm trying to think.
The
I'm trying to
actor.
remember his
Actor.
name. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do Silence of the Lambs as a movie game.
Oh, fun, yeah.
Oh, fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want that edited out or I'm quitting this podcast. My terms have been laid, Matthew. I'll be listening back to this.
It's the JREE
Figure out what fucking.
game. The time has come again. For Matt and Simon, two rags that brings together the budget in the box office. We all know they won't guess the year, and the Patreons are the real winners here at the JREE movie game. Come on, take it away, baby.
It's the movie game special 3-year anniversary just for the fans that love the game. We're doing Science Lambs because it just came up in organic conversation with the boys, as you may have just heard. Where Simon and Matt go head to head to find out what year a movie came out, how much it cost to make, and how much it made at the box office. If you haven't seen Science Lamb, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Great book, too. And hey, Tyler, thank you so much, man.
We hope you're on the mend. We hope you're feeling better.
Back in the day when I used to take care of the Instagram, Tyler was a regular on there. So I used to feel like I knew him before he even wrote the...
He's a monster. And speaking of monsters, Anthony Hopkins is a monster in this movie, eh? He's one of the
He won
best
an Oscar
bad
for it, didn't he?
guys, or at least nominated.
Jodie Foster is great in this movie.
Scott Glenn, I believe he's the FBI, her handler, and
Okay.
Ted Levine.
That's who. I have no idea who
That's
it is.
your Buffalo
I just
Bill
know
you were
he's
asking,
creepy.
right?
Yeah. Did you guys watch that show with Nicole Kidman on Amazon where it's the mushrooms? They go to the retreat.
Perfect Strangers. No, that's with Belky.
Yeah.
Nine strangers. Or 9 different strangers.
That's something like that. Matt, did you watch it?
No, Mary read the book.
Because the guy in that, so he's also in maybe Boardwalk Empire.
yeah, he's amazing.
He plays the policeman.
He's in The Color of
He's
Water.
like a
Shape of
religious
Water.
policeman.
He's always got like the...
He's intense, man.
Yeah, what is that guy's name?
Why are we diverging so
just
much?
because he's like a bad guy. He has that bad guy face,
Yeah.
like Ted Levine, apparently, or whoever plays.
But he's
Buffalo
just a
Bill.
harmless, like, bumbling dad.
He's not.
And
I
that.
find him very. Even in that, I find him scary. He's got like this weird. He's like a serial killer.
Yeah. Or like that guy, he's got the blankest face from Breaking Bad.
Which guy? Which guy?
Well, exactly. He's in everything. He was in all. He was a hitman in. He was a hitman in Donnie Brasco.
He had hair. He had hair.
He had
was,
hair.
Shoes. He wore shoes.
He was the narrator
Well,
in.
he's just giving me the most indescript.
He was a narrator in
description.
Vice.
Narrator in Vice. Okay, I don't know, man.
I'm
Okay,
ready,
gentlemen,
Simon.
what year do you think this movie?
Simon
came out?
hasn't written anything down.
Science
He's
Labs.
give him a second. He's still thinking about Ted Levine.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I was doing numbers.
You remember Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
And he was like the last guy that Mr. Black who had hooked up with.
Who's Mr. Black?
Yeah, this is crazy. You are not even saying names
Is this the
from
same?
the show.
Is this the same show? Yeah. Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
Okay.
Fuck.
Mr. Black.
Heisenberg hooks up with the young kid who shoots the Mexican
Yeah.
little kid when he sees the train.
Yeah.
That guy.
Oh, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons. Thank
He's
you.
married to Kirsten Dunst.
Is that right?
It is. Look it up.
Jesse Plemons?
Yeah.
That's like Jesse from the show?
No. The actor's name is Jesse Plemons.
Show
He
me
looks-
a
I'll show
picture
you.
of him. Yeah.
looks
Simon,
so
you know who
ordinary,
he was
but it's
in?
everything.
He was in Fargo. They played husband and wife in Fargo. Kristen Dunst and him.
I still don't remember him.
All of them wishing they could be Anthony Hopkins from Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready with a year. How about that?
Yeah, let's go.
That'll get us rolling.
Fire it up, boys.
Oh, you should have just said the guy from Friday Night Lights.
Well, I haven't seen Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, Simon, what year do you have written down?
I have the year 1990 written down.
Oh, I have 1991.
And you'd be right if you said 1991.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
I was able to
Fucking
drag that
right.
out a bit there.
that was
Fucking
so
right.
close.
Wow.
Okay.
Matt's in play.
Oh, this is the last one too, where we're doing the year first.
Matt's in the state of play.
This is right
Why?
because we said starting in season 3, the year it comes out is like the bonus point if you get. Never
We're
mind.
just going to do budget and box office.
Well, didn't we agree on that?
I
don't-
think so. I think
Right,
so.
and then the year. I don't remember ever
Yeah,
agreeing to
whatever.
that, but it's
Okay,
interesting.
fine.
It's worth
Here's a
discussing.
tiebreaker.
Okay, I had. Let Simon go first, actually.
I haven't even.
Oh.
written down the number. I'm sorry, but
fine.
yeah,
You're
it's
joking.
fine.
You're joking.
I had the. I
We
had,
stopped
I had
for
the
you
year.
to do it,
I had
and
the
you drew a
year.
dick.
With a veiny dick, too.
What are you doing, man?
It's like a cowboy dick, like in Super
was
Bad.
doing
Oh no,
some
he was doing
math.
the year. He was doing
Yeah,
the year.
I was doing the year.
How do you have to
Thank
do
you.
math on years?
Just don't worry about.
Okay, my bad.
system,
Sorry,
right?
I'm sorry. You're right.
Did the
I
year.
apologize.
Matt
I
got
apologize.
it. You're on budget and
Yeah,
box office.
I got it. 1991. Budget.
You got this, Simon. You got this, buddy. Yeah, Jesse Plemons,
Box office.
married to Kristen Dunst.
He's like in everything, but he just looks so ordinary.
He
Okay,
does
done.
look very ordinary, doesn't he? You're done?
Yeah.
Okay, you go first.
13,130,000.
I had 27.6 and 141.7.
Oh, guys, this was a really good movie. It was a budget of 19 million.
Whoa, what did you say, Simon?
13.
Oh, okay.
We're
In the
about
neighborhood.
In the middle.
Yeah.
Box office 272.7
Well, get the
million.
fuck out of
Dude,
here.
that's
man.
crazy. 1991. I just, in my head, again, I always do this. I say, were there Oscars won? And if the answer is yes, then cut in half whatever you think the box office was. Because Oscar movies don't tend to do super well at the box office.
This one, Best Picture?
No, I just mean like if there's like a best, someone won something for it.
That's one thing.
I'm sure Jodie Foster
Might have been
won
Jodie
for it,
Foster.
or-
Let's find out.
No, or maybe, what's his name, Sir Anthony
I think Anthony
Hopkins.
Hopkins won for it. But let's check. Silence.
Red Dragon. That was the...
With Ray Fiennes, yeah.
that was also cool. All those books are just... They're cool. I like them. It gets a little crazy at the end, like after Hannibal. But the backstory...
It won all 5 categories.
Well, there you go. Holy fuck. It swept the Oscars?
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Adapted.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
so
not best supporting actor and actress.
either way, my point is like usually when something wins all those, it doesn't tend to do gangbusters at the box office. So
But it is a good movie. But what I was thinking is so much less competition 30 years ago.
What
yes
was
and
it
no,
up,
like-
what was it up against?
There's no like social media, like there's no YouTube.
yeah, but you're forgetting too that like there was a lot of competition like summer blockbuster wise. Felt
But it
like
was
more.
just movies.
But the attention was all focused on like the movies. That
Just
was the
movies.
pinnacle of everything.
had no competition.
So
yeah.
for attention.
there was a lot of competition amongst movies. Is
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
there was a lot of like, dude, in the summer it was like a lineup of blockbuster movies. Always now it's like
Do you remember always having a lineup for a movie?
I remember when movies were like,
There's
yeah,
always
big-
a lineup around the block because they were letting the early show out or whatever. But still,
What was your favorite Halloween movie since tomorrow is Halloween?
Halloween was my favorite.
Happy Halloween?
Halloween is your favorite Halloween
It
movie?
was, yes, Michael Myers
Yeah,
for sure.
I watched the making of Halloween because they have 3
Yeah.
on there. And the guy who plays, I hope I'm not repeating myself here, the guy who stopped me. if
I don't.
am.
I mean, you were talking about this last week, so I don't know. But
The
keep
guy who
going.
plays Michael Myers, he wasn't even an actor. He was just a friend of the director. And the director, because the whole point of Mike Myers was that they called him the Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And he was only supposed to be like this, because there's no blood or gore in Halloween, right? The original, that was the whole
Yeah, yeah.
point of it. He was like doing this
Suspense.
Hitchcock thing. He didn't want any blood, and he wanted it to be scary that way. So that was it. It was like this form. They had the guy play him, and he ended up making his living playing Mike Myers. As you know,
It's hard to act
They
with the
like
mask
the
on,
way
eh?
he walked. They like his walk is so weird. He's got like this fucking Bigfoot walk to him.
You never know what your blessing's going to be. And that's the movie game.
Well, maybe we should do a Halloween movie.
You can do whatever you want, man.
Not Halloween.
No, of
you
course.
know, Halloween.
Because
Oh,
it's,
I have the perfect one.
what was
I have
your
the perfect
favorite?
one. Scream.
Scream's great, terrific. I love it. But what was your favorite Halloween movie, Kamar?
I mean, I also loved Freddy Krueger.
The movie that fucked me up the most as a
yeah,
kid,
I think Nightmare on Elm Street.
that scared me the most was for sure Sleepaway Camp. I don't know why,
'Cause you
but
went to Sleepaway Camp.
It was because I was so young when I saw it, and it just left this crazy like impression in my brain. Rewatching it again, it's so not scary. But we watched this one movie because when I went to Sleepaway Camp, there would be a crossover. Like I'd stay for a month, but most kids would go home after 2 weeks. So if you stayed for the month and you didn't go home, you'd stay at the camp overnight, and like the counselors would let you watch scary movies and you get to eat like good shit, whatever. And we watched this one called, I just had the name in my head. It was like based in Africa. And I'm not even sure if it was like, it wasn't like a gory horror movie. It was like, The Serpent and the Rainbow.
I don't think I've
Have
seen
you ever
that.
seen that?
No.
It fucked me up. Like, yeah, it really did a number on me.
I don't really like scary movies. I'm not ashamed to say that. But Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't even know I could watch it today. Maybe I can laugh at it now.
I mentioned this before, but we used to, like me and a couple of the homies that lived in my neighborhood, we would go to West Coast Video every Friday and rent like 7 or 8 horror movies. See, this is why I wanted to move the fucking carpet around. You feel me?
I'm aggravated.
Yeah, it's I can tell.
All tangled up.
I can see that, yeah.
West Coast Video, which is no more.
Did
I
you
mean, it
know,
hasn't been for a
did
long
you-
time.
No, it got demolished.
No, yeah, it's torn down
Building
finally.
is gone now.
Oh, well, good.
Did you know that Nightmare, I mean, you probably do know this, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original,
Was Johnny Depp's first film?
no, that's, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm talking about Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The first one doesn't even have Jason in it.
No, it's his mom.
It's his mom, yeah.
He's drowned. He's at the bottom of the
That's
lake.
right. He's the
Yeah.
the ghost that's coming back to then avenge
Is
his
it
mother.
good that they exploited the fuck out of it and it became Friday the 13th? That it, you know what I mean? The
The
first
best
one
was Freddy
Freddy
versus
versus
Jason in
Jason.
space.
In space? They
Yeah,
did
you don't
one in
remember that one?
space.
Yeah.
No, I do
Incredible.
not remember that.
What are they
I
doing?
stopped watching
What do they
those.
do in the writers' room when they come up with that?
I don't
Cocaine, meth.
Listen,
Hold on, you know what we're forgetting about though? That's getting no play. That is to this day like the funniest, best horror movie franchise of all time.
Go on.
Is Child's Play.
they just did a reboot of the
Yeah, there's like a
fucking-
show now,
It's
right?
so
That's
dumb.
that doesn't matter. The original like 3
It's
films,
true. Child Play did fuck me up a little at the beginning.
they were so funny though, dude. If you go back and watch, it's like one of the funniest movie franchises of all time, unintentionally.
Do
Killer
yourself
Doll.
a favor though. Go and watch those makings of on Netflix.
I will. Yeah.
for
They're on my
those-
list.
I think there's 4 Halloween movies. It's really fucking cool just to like.
It makes it less scary, eh? When you see how the
It
sausages
totally does. Like Nightmare on
Wow, I
Elm
need to do
Street.
that.
I remember being really scared
Yes.
by that first one with Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that final scene and all the different ways they wanted to do it. And like, you know, when the mom gets pulled through the window. So right at the end, she's
Yes,
waving
yes,
goodbye.
yes.
She gets pulled through the window.
song, they're singing the song.
Freddy, the convertible top is up and it's the Freddy sweater. So he's got them again and they're still dreaming or what. I don't remember. Fuck. But she gets pulled through the window. And when you actually look at her getting pulled through the window, it is so obviously a fucking doll.
Yes.
Like she has to be pulled through the window. It's so
Oh,
dumb.
no, he's
you know?
strong. He's strong.
Yeah, but that Simon, if you go back and watch a lot of 80s, 90s movies that are like not so high budget, you see so many obvious dummies and like
For sure. But then when you watch this and you see movies like Halloween, or there was another one where I don't remember what it was, but it's just all built on suspense. It's like the way they did it to scare you. It's pretty brilliant, man. The tricks they use in film, you know?
dude, I was watching T2 the other day and it's crazy. You're thinking about all the money they spent on special effects. And then there's the shot of Arnie riding the bike off the bridge into the LA River. And it's so obviously a stuntman just wearing like his gear and like a fake Arnie hair that you're like, how do you spend this much on
Yeah.
special effects to just fucking throw that at
Well,
me?
it's like Game of Thrones with the Coke can in that one scene.
Starbucks
like how
cup,
or
yeah.
whatever it is.
What?
And
That happened, eh?
I think
Final
it's in,
season.
I
It's not
think-
even season 1.
I think it's in Halloween in the one of the scenes, like the famous scene where he puts his hand onto the window and smashes the window. You can see him wearing like, I don't know, a watch or
got a
something.
Rolex
like,
on.
Yeah, they just fuck ups were made, you know?
Okay, we're doing Scream, right?
Final Destination. That's what I like.
Oh, I don't like
I
those
like
movies.
because I know it's coming. Then it's a switch at the end, and it comes the other way. But you sort of are prepared, and it's just like, okay, what's the next gory thing we're gonna see? But the suspense thrillers, like, have you ever watched that where the girl comes out of the TV or the Ring or I could not watch. I can't watch those.
You know what I just watched the other day that I had never seen before is Cabin in the Woods.
It's one of the best movies ever.
It is so fucking dumb.
It's one of the best movies ever.
But tell me
Nice.
this:
Nice. We have a disagreement.
when you watched it,
Yeah.
what was the bad guy? What was the first bad guy that they face when you
The guy at the
watched
gas
it?
station. Right?
No. Like, what are they running from? What is trying to kill them?
I don't remember. Why?
Do you remember?
Is it about people in a Winnebago?
It's about a group of like
They go up in a
stereotypical
Winnebago.
teens that go to a cabin.
Yes.
And when they get there, all this stereotypical shit happens, and the pothead is the only one who's like picking up on any
it's
of
a
it.
government experiment to like appease gods.
It's not an
some
experiment.
crazy-
It's so each country, each region of the world has to do this like the sacrifice to the
Yeah.
gods every like whatever year, every 2 years, whatever it is, and they have quarantined off this cabin in the woods. And what happens is they get a bunch of sacrificial lambs up there. They go into the basement. They basically choose their fate.
Was
And
it?
the most interesting part is that there's this juxtaposition of like sometimes you're getting The Office where they're running the game
and betting on
and
it.
betting on it. Like there's an office pool of which thing they'll pick in the basement, like way to die.
This is what I'm asking. When they picked,
Yeah.
what did they pick when you watched it?
I don't remember.
It's different every time.
Was it a zombie family?
I don't think so. Why? There's no way you saw a different movie than me. Is that what you're implying?
Well, I'm wondering. So at one point they show a board, right,
Yeah.
where there's all the
The
different
board is hilarious
options.
if you read it. Yeah.
Werewolf, Bigfoot,
Yeah.
vampires.
yeah.
I thought maybe they make 3 like Clue did. You know, that was the best part about Clue, the movie, is there were like 3 different endings. And you could
okay.
go to the theater and you'd see one ending and go to a different theater and see a different
You
ending.
don't know anything. You think they might have done this?
No, I'm asking. I want to know if he had said
No,
like,
no,
he
it's
knew
the
for
same-
sure
no,
it
no.
was Bigfoot that fucked with them.
No. We
then
saw the same movie for sure because
they
I've seen it multiple times.
They didn't do different.
No.
I thought maybe just in the theaters they would have done it. Not.
No, I saw it in theaters.
But you think it's the worst. You think it's the best.
It's a pretty stupid movie.
Wow.
It really isn't. First of all, the first time I went to see it, I had no idea
Yes,
anything
that's a
about
good
it,
thing.
which is
That's
the
a
best
very
way
good
to go
thing.
into a movie.
Very good thing.
I got to admit, a quarter of the way through, I was like, this might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Just because I was like, how are they making this so cliche? And then they flipped the whole fucking thing on its head, and it's all, and then it,
And you're in for the ride.
then all of a sudden you're like, this is incredible. Like, Kamar,
And you never had that moment.
Kamar,
Sorry,
the
sorry.
pothead is so stereotypically cliched. It's like painful. And he's the one, like, there's a point where you're watching it and you're like, why does Hollywood do this? Like, it's always, and then he ends up being the one that figures it all out and is like, and the pot that he's smoking is actually like stopping him from, it's such
Because
a,
they drug the people to get maximum fear.
But I'm
and,
confused.
like,
Is this a comedy?
kinda.
yeah, it's like
Oh,
a comedy
It's not
horror.
scary.
It's not scary.
It's not scary.
Well,
No.
why are we talking about scary movies and you just
Because
But
it is a
it's
scary
horror
movie. It's a horror movie, but
I gotta
it's
see it.
not
I-
because they have
Please.
this juxtaposition.
Watch
it's
it
not
tonight.
Is it
scary,
old?
you know?
New?
No, it's
it's like
new.
3 years, 4 years old.
No, it must be
maybe
10
5
years
years.
old at
Okay,
this
maybe,
point,
yeah.
but it's like newer graphics and stuff.
But you hate it. You love it. This is very interesting.
Kamar,
I
I
had that
guarantee
moment.
you will enjoy it.
But you know everything he's talking about, and you're like, yeah, I guess so, but not really.
No, I understand what he's saying. Maybe I have to watch it again, like
Interesting.
looking at it from a different angle. But
I mean, if
as
you
like
didn't
a
like it, I don't
horror
care.
movie, it was stupid.
I thought it was incredible. One of my, honestly, it was such a,
I want to see you.
I've been watching a lot of kind of horror movies lately because what I do
Halloween.
is I'll watch like a Bigfoot movie on Prime
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go under and see all the different movies. And some of them, like, they're not Bigfoot, but they end up being like these kids find a tree house in the woods and it has like a girl being held hostage by these like crazy people, you know, that kind of
yeah.
thing.
is that
And
my
some
joint
of
still?
those,
That's yours.
not that one in particular, but some of them, even though they're like lower budget and whatever, they're like way scarier than, you know, obviously Cabin in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Cabin.
I mean, I don't think Cabin in the Woods was trying to scare the shit out of you. I think that's kind of the point.
You know what was great in Cabin in the Woods? You know what? There were definitely some good parts, okay?
When he jumps the ravine.
I really liked when he jumps the ravine in the Winnebago.
No, and remember on the dirt bike, he's like, I can make it. It's so cliched again. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
The what was I saying? Oh yeah, at one point they like flip to Japan
Yeah.
and they're doing the whole like ring thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, that's neat. Like that's that was a different horror movie, and they're bringing it all back in. It was
Chris
cool. I
Hemsworth's
like that
in it.
part.
Yeah.
Whoa, stop. Yeah, you had me at Chris. Are we going to do Scream? Second
Yeah,
movie
we're gonna
giveaway?
do-
Yeah, Scream.
It's the
Gotcha.
JREE movie game.
We're doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I picked Scream is because I feel like this revitalized the genre single-handedly.
Definitely by poking fun of itself. Did you know that there are currently 4 Scream movies?
Yeah.
And the 5th one is due to come out next year.
They're making another one.
I think it's the last.
I wonder if Nev Campbell will be in it.
I think it was a 5 film thing, package deal. And that'll be a nice chunk of change. Starring David Arquette, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Matthew Lillard, Rose McGowan, Skeet Ulrich, Drew Barrymore. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Old rules. Inspired by the real life case of the Gainesville Ripper.
Really?
As if it had to happen in Florida. I think that's where Gainesville is.
Yes, it is, I believe.
Okay, what do you got, Matt?
I said it came out in 1997.
And I said 1995.
Dancing.
1996.
1996. I love it.
You know what's ironic, Simon? I was
tension.
between the year you picked, and I was like, it's either 95 or 97. You'd think using that logic that I would go, why don't I pick 96? But no,
You think.
you'd think. I'm all ready, Simon. Rip roaring, ready to go. This isn't even an anniversary show. It's just a fucking movie game show. I mean, what do you do on an anniversary show? Really? Right?
Simon, stop drawing penises.
Okay, ready.
All right. You go first.
I said it cost $15 million to make,
Way off.
and it made $190.
I said it cost 37.9 and it made 419 million.
Wow, Simon. Budget $15 million.
No way.
1.5?
Wow.
Wow.
Great work, Simon.
Box office
What
$173 million.
did you pick?
190.
Wow. Wow. I was way
one
off.
year
Yeah.
off.
Wow, Simon. Big.
That
That's
felt
big.
so good when you said those numbers. I looked at them like,
Wow.
it was like ESP.
Great work. And I'm sitting here going way off.
Do you remember in Ghostbusters when
That's just crazy because there was a lot of like.
I bet number 2 made substantially more because people were,
No, I just
hyped
meant
from the
I meant
first one.
budget.
it was a teen movie though? Like not a lot of people
It was a great movie. It
took
was
place
really,
in one house.
Really good.
Not a lot of locations.
It like I said, it flipped the genre on its head. It
Yeah.
like revitalized horror
Well, yeah,
movies.
so much came from that. So many stupid movies spun off of that. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Every stupid,
Ghostbusters where Peter Murray, what's his name?
Bill Murray,
Bill Murray.
Peter Murray.
Bill Murray's doing the tests with the girl and the guy, and he's like, star. You won't believe it, it's a star. And then the other guy goes, circle. He goes, sorry, it's a square. And he got to
Yeah,
zap
keeps
him.
shocking him.
I don't know why I thought of that. But that's the movie game, Simon. Wow.
Really good
Everyone's
stuff,
a
Simon.
winner. You gotta
really,
take the first
really
one.
strong stuff.
Thanks. There you go.
Slam
Movie
it
game.
down.
2 movie games.
Two
What
movie
happened
games,
in
yeah.
Nev
The
Campbell?
price of one.
I
She did movies. She did Wild Things, where she had the threesome with
I think she just wants
Denise
to be
Richards.
a normal person, probably.
Denise Richards.
You saw
wa-
Kevin Bacon's
she
dick
was
in
the,
that movie.
She was my least favorite part of Scream. I didn't like Nev.
But she was just an it girl.
She wasn't
out
a
of time.
girl.
After Party of Five.
Party of Five. Yeah, I did
Party of
like
Five.
that show.
Did you like Sex in the City?
Did not like Sex and the City. Never watched it.
Well, that's my only talking point for tomorrow, so that's one guess down.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you guys want to play 3,000 questions? You guys both pick a number between 1 and 3,000, and
Okay.
we'll ask it
Okay.
and answer it.
Okay.
462.
What is your favorite thing to challenge people to?
I guess sports video games.
Good answer. Good answer. I have to pick a number.
Oh, no, for me, I was going to say comedy.
Oh, we're all answering. I see.
But you challenge people to comedy?
I don't challenge any. I can't
not,
run.
That's not really an answer comedy. That doesn't apply. You don't challenge people to comedy.
Ah, shit, I got it wrong.
You're gonna have to rethink that answer.
Well, it's more right than nothing.
So we each answer the question that the person.
I thought so.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, there's no rules to this. You make it up.
It's unfolding. It's organic.
I don't know. Maybe debate. How about that?
Challenge people to debate. Okay.
I like arguing with people.
I challenge people to work harder than me.
That is not true. You don't do that. You're just making things up.
At least Simon's here to call you out. I wasn't going to say
sound
shit.
good.
You're failing.
Challenge people to understand me.
Okay, there you go. That I agree with. You
There
do
we
that
go.
all the time.
Worked it out.
Okay, Simon, you get to ask yours now.
273.
So low. Do you think celebrities should be looked at as a role model or just for entertainment?
Entertainment.
They have no voice.
I mean, I think they should just stay in their lane.
Because that's what it comes down to, right? If they're influence they have.
Yeah.
They can only be influential to make you laugh or cry. But if they tell you something political, because they're role model, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. I think Joe is the perfect example, right? Like,
He's not a role model. But we say,
well, he always says, don't look at me to be a role model.
like the jackass thing, do not try this at home.
And okay, so if that was my stance, then I would just go with the flow. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't rock the boat, I guess, because my stance is.
And that's entertainment. I wonder, is sports the same? 'Cause I have the weirdest thing about this. Should they say something or not? Or like some people, I swear to God, I'm like, just shut up.
But I mean, I guess you need people to say things or things never get changed, right? If everybody just sits there and shuts the fuck up.
Have you ever found something about someone and I guess Mel Gibson would be? Mel Gibson would be an example.
Challenge. Mel, what about him?
You found something about him and it changed. Right?
That changed my opinion on
Yes.
somebody? Well
What?
yeah.
But
I mean,
you can't see it as entertainment anymore. He's a role model. He's a negative role model. Could we say that? Is that
I
true?
just think
He
he's
just
a
doesn't want to
fucking-
support an openly
I
anti-Semite.
mean,
We do though, right?
you guys definitely
We'll
want
watch
to.
Mel Gibson.
I mean, I don't think I can't think of a Mel Gibson movie I've seen since Passion of the Christ. Right? I can't. I saw Passion of the Christ on DVD. I don't remember seeing a movie after that, so who knows?
You saw Braveheart.
Yeah, but that was pre-anti. I didn't know he was an anti-Semite then.
It's changed for you too.
Well, I mean, listen, if you like, I'll put it to you this way: I could go back and watch Braveheart.
He'd have to make a pretty fucking good movie now.
Oh,
To get me
he's opening the door.
Well, I mean, I watched Apocalypto. I gave you my whole rationale on that. I'm not giving him any money at this point. I'm not, like, me watching the streaming that or whatever doesn't give him a penny.
He's cut off right now. Did
I
you
just
hear the
wouldn't
question?
support it in the theaters.
Should they be role models?
Should
famous
celebrities be role
should
model or
celebrities-
just be an entertainer?
I mean,
or entertainment?
I don't know. I don't really. It's a weird question because, like, I think if you can be like The Rock seems like someone who should be a role model as well as an entertainer. You know what I mean? He's uplifting. He's like, it's all positivity. Just like,
But if you found out something horrible about him,
But right now, I guess the idea is that nobody should
the
have that
pedestal.
much power, right? And
Kanye West,
and then you have these people who
the pedestal you were talking
maybe
about.
have a mental breakdown and who still have a following of 7 billion people, and they're out there.
It doesn't work
telling
out
you
well
to-
for famous people,
to
usually.
go fucking murder the president or something. Like it all starts somewhere. I don't know.
I think they should just be entertainers. I don't want to know. Are you surprised when you find out, say, someone's a Republican or something like that? Like
no,
an
that
actor or
that
something?
never bothers me. Your
that
political. Listen, as far as what you vote in the U.S., that's not going to change my. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not.
We're just talking about decent behavior.
Yeah, I would never not go to like a Clint Eastwood movie because he's
Yeah.
a Republican or a Democrat or whatever the fuck.
I liked
I
life.
don't go because they're boring.
I liked more before I knew what that meant. They were just crazy Americans, you know what I mean? And then you learn about political parties.
I feel like
Better
you
time.
really like it. You don't like it because you follow it a lot.
No, but I'm not even in it. Like, even if I pick sides, like, it's not, it's they're right, they're right, they're right, they're right, they're right, they're wrong, they're wrong, they're wrong. and it's nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
That
what
makes
you
it
mean.
even odder.
That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with you, but you focus a lot of your energy on it.
But did you guys know in Manitoba they have an election? The Conservatives have won, but they don't know who the leader is,
Interesting.
and they'll be the next premier of Manitoba. But they got to figure it out.
What
Is
do
that
you mean,
weird?
figure it out? Like have a vote?
They after the vote, they said there was because it's just in the party.
Yeah.
It's not a national election to vote the leader. Half the people didn't get their voting slips, whether it was just a mix-up or a time thing, or was it deliberate. No one's saying that, but
Kind of feels like you're saying.
I follow Canadian politics. So that's all I'm saying. What do we have here?
This is the Pepsi challenge. You have to pick your number. Here, give me the book.
Can someone? I've poured myself 2 over there, but I need someone to go over
I'll
and do
grab
the
them.
old
I got it. Hold
Monte Carlo. Well, right? Because it's
Three-card shovel?
Yeah, the old
on.
3-card
What
Monte.
number,
Yeah.
Kamar?
696.
696. Everybody picked under 1,000, just by the by.
But it shows you how many questions there are. Right?
Yeah, there are a lot of
A
questions.
lot of questions. Yeah. Lots.
696.
Lots of questions.
If you broke down on the side of the road, could you change your own tire without help? That's a
Yes.
stupid question.
100%. No, it isn't a stupid question because there's someone out there who says, no, I die. But 100% I could do that.
Yeah, I think
Now
I
you know
could
more
change
about
my
me.
tire on a hill in the dark.
You wouldn't want to, but you
No.
could do it.
Do you know where the Do you know where the spare is in a minivan?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
It's actually super tough. Took me a long time the first time I needed to use
Is
it.
it underneath?
It's under like the front where the front console is. That's where you unscrew it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's super fucking weird. That's most minivans.
My question was a stinker.
Okay, give me 2,986.
You got to do that, though. 2,000.
I didn't even see what you grabbed, so it doesn't really matter. Like, just keep doing it, Simon. Yep. 2,986. Yes, 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 Kamar. Yes, 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 yes. What's that? Look in my eyes. Look deep in my eyes. Don't put them on the rolling tray. It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
That's very close to you. That seems like more of
It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Ooh.
It's a disaster.
This is a very personal question.
All right.
Have you ever cheated on a test?
Yes. For sure.
Like you brought notes with you?
no, I remember.
Do you ever look on someone else's shoulder?
I remember in grade 7, someone figured out that we used to have to do these French tests on a computer. And this was in the 90s too. So there was one computer in the class. Everyone went up individually, did the test, and then like went and sat back down. Someone in the class figured out that if you just kept scrolling down far enough, all the answers were actually at the bottom. But then the teacher got hip to the jive because he was like, well, it's odd that everyone got pretty much 100% on the last like 3 tests. It's kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, you got to get a couple wrong.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, of course.
You
Throw
have
the
to have
cent
some
off. Yeah.
people willing
No,
to
no.
get 70s.
Listen, for someone like me, you had to get like 3 wrong to make it look real.
It's completely
Yeah, total
100
fugazi, yeah.
exposed. Have you ever cheated on a test, Simon?
I'm sure I have.
Oh, you can't remember.
But you know what's crazy? I remember one day like one of the smartest girls in the class got busted cheating on a test, and I remember at that point being like, no.
Everybody cheats.
Well, yeah, I was like, listen, but again, she probably had mad pressure at home to be like, the best or whatever. But yeah, I remember being like, damn,
I cheated on my driver's test.
how do you cheat on your driver's test?
Just on my phone there and was like,
Oh, the written part?
written.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, it's so fucking easy.
Yeah, how did you
I
really?
know, I panicked, but it was a sign or like, some of the questions are sort of like, is this for stopping or
Yeah.
immediate or whatever?
They're
Just-
worded in a way to kind of trick you.
And
yeah.
I just went like that. And I passed.
Nobody saw you.
This is the guy who's lost his license.
Kamar cheated on his driving portion. He drugged the driver. He passed out. He didn't want to admit to passing out. And
Okay, we ready for this Pepsi challenge before we do the next question?
If you're doing your driver's test,
Yeah.
you're with a stranger, you know what I mean? They just walk out, get in the car, and like, you have to do everything. And you're driving, and they go, do an emergency stop.
Yeah.
What would you guys do?
I would jam on the parking brake and spin out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just crash into the curb.
Just eject from the car like that time when I was in the golf cart.
Well, they say pull over and do an emergency stop.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And so
What did you do?
I pulled over, put the car in neutral, and just sat there. Like,
Well, wait, an emergency stop, I would assume, like realistically, you're pulling over to the side, like putting on your hazards.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you're. I did.
The worst
Well, you
is
were pretty fucking close. You pulled over and put it in neutral. I mean, that's weird. Put it in park, but
Well, I thought I was like, I'm fucked, but
the worst one is the parking on a hill.
which way you point your
Especially
tires.
because they never do it on a hill. They always just do it somewhere flat. And for some reason on a hill, actually, like visually, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Either way, I passed. So it doesn't
On my driving test, I swear to God, the guy, I got into the car and he was like, you're my last driving test ever. He's like, this is my swan song.
Oh, you're like, I'm a guaranteed
you're
pass here.
You're the end. And,
No way.
And in my head, I was like, oh shit, I don't know if that's good or bad.
he's gonna
You know
blow
what
his
I
head
mean?
off at the end of the crash.
It was great. We
Yeah.
had a great conversation
Oh, that's
for
nice.
like a half hour.
Oh, there you go. A half hour. Jesus.
We just drove around, man. Maybe it was longer than that. I don't even know. Like he
Took you
didn't-
for a ride?
He didn't make me do anything.
I ran a light.
I'm a great driver.
You ran a light? You must have failed.
Failed.
Yeah, that's a fail. Yeah.
You ran a light.
Yeah, first time I ever tried to get my license.
My dad, like
I got
my,
dinged for not coming to a complete stop at a stop sign.
Yeah, that's reckless.
My dad was such a psycho that, like, in order for me to be able to drive, we had standard cars at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a driveway that was hill,
Sloped, yeah.
and I would have to sit there every day, just starting and stopping and starting and stopping. So in case you got
Yeah.
stopped
Roll down
on
the hill,
you
yeah.
know,
And now we are our licenses for life.
not you.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That really got overshadowed by the pandemic. I was really hoping my road to redemption would be the focus. Anyways.
So this
let's do
might be the worst audio thing for a podcast, but we're doing the Pepsi challenge. We each have a nondescript styrofoam cup in front of us. Each has a black sugary liquid in it.
So what are we doing? We're each just drinking and trying to pick.
I'm going to see what I'm going to do is see if I can just taste one and right away call it.
Yeah, that's the best.
And then I'm going
I
to,
feel that way.
try to cleanse my palate, taste the other, and see if I'm still on board. So here, I'm just grabbing the left one first. That's Pepsi, 100%. That's Pepsi,
He said with
100%.
disgust.
Pepsi. Tough to taste
Pepsi.
again, maybe.
So I'm going
Wrong.
to try.
I'm wrong.
I'm going to try the second one now. I already made my call.
No.
Oh,
I'm
you're,
wrong. Oh, I
you're
can't
doubling
believe
back,
it.
Simon?
Oh, I didn't even try it.
This is Pepsi. Is this Pepsi? I don't know.
No, I'm right.
Oh, I nailed it.
I'm right.
I nailed it.
It's way
Okay, well, I'm going to look. Oh, yeah, I got it. Bang on.
I said this is,
You said that was
I
Pepsi.
think
And what-
this is Coke.
and it's blue.
Blue, yes. You got it right, yeah. Okay, we'll lift them up, Simon.
Yeah, Pepsi.
Yeah.
One sip. I called
Me
that
too,
out one
yeah.
sip.
I did
saw
too,
you.
yeah.
I just got ahead of myself, but in the end.
Yeah, you
I
got
see.
there, yeah.
Pepsi just has more like a fizzy taste to it. Coke is sweeter, less fizz.
I think I would like be affected for the rest of my life if I failed that. Like I don't know anything. You
What
don't
is
even
up?
know
What is
the
down?
difference between Coke
Yeah.
and Pepsi.
The Mandela effect is real.
Oh my goodness.
I know there is a lot
They're
of pressure
both
there.
cola.
It was.
Like if you had put Sprite in one glass and you got it wrong, then you really
No.
have a problem.
I think
about
you need
this?
RC. Like you
RC
need
Cola
a
and
third.
Pepsi.
You need a third cola in there to like throw the wrench, right? Because
Coke,
then
I think, is very distinct.
I mean, again, I tasted
They're
Pepsi
pretty
first, and I
fucking
knew right
similar.
away. Pepsi to me is like a ugh,
Pepsi, I
They're
bet you-
pretty goddamn similar. Come on.
no.
There's no cocaine.
you
And we
can't-
know why, dude.
Hold on.
Listen,
You
listen.
can't-
Now that we know what we know, there's no doing this. There's no fucking way.
You can't drink Pepsi?
No. And again, I think it's because they also do something with Coke where they're like, if you have that other one, you're gonna get like the runs, or you're gonna fucking like it.
Okay, Pepsi doesn't give you the runs.
No, but
That's
I immediately
ridiculous.
feel gross if I were to drink a full Pepsi.
You've built an immunity to Pepsi.
He was with me at the football game yesterday. I went up. I said, "Keith, get me a Coke." The woman said, "There's Pepsi." I said, "Get me a water."
dying of thirst. You'd have to.
Well, what are we doing here?
No.
No.
If your body actually rejects it, it's involuntary.
I mean, if
Like,
you're
I
dying of
can't
thirst,
drink
if you're
Pepsi.
dying of thirst, you probably shouldn't be drinking a canned soda of any sorts. But whatever. It's neither
I'm
here
so
nor
happy
there.
with myself.
Yeah, I was worried for a second, but then the second I tasted, I was like, no, I got this. I got
Also,
this.
that we're recording it. It's official.
Yeah, there's no
like,
fucking
We did not, no editing. And you feel you got it after 2 sips or 3 sips? I thought it was 3 sips. You did a
No, he banged it out right away. He just then double backed because Simon never
Second
trusts
guessed
his
himself.
first instinct. Yeah.
I mean, the greatest thing in the world would be to disassociate ourselves with Joe Rogan and still be able to do this.
I think long term that'll probably be inevitable.
Because my favorite, like, I like the premise of our show. Do you know what I mean? The idea that we listen to Rogan and then the things
It's a jump
that
off point to a
interest us,
discussion,
and we
yeah.
just start talking about other things. And that's how I would explain our podcast. The rating it is my least favorite part.
That's fine, but it's just that takes up the least amount of time as far as it's all
not
concerned.
it's not
anyway.
a time thing. It's
Okay.
not it's not a, and nor do I think it ruins the show. I know some people really like that, but that's like the part
It's
where
unrateable?
where I feel like I'm
It's the most pressure on you, the math and the working it all.
no. It's like
It's not to be rated.
it's not
a
to be it's
conversation.
not to be rated. Exactly. I'm at that point I'm like rating Joe. I don't want to do that. I want to use it
But
as
keep
a
in mind too,
jump-off point
we're not
to-
rating Joe. We're giving we always said too, the idea was that like if you didn't have time to listen to every Joe Rogan episode in a week, you know, you
yeah.
could listen to us and you would say, hey, you know what? They all gave this one a 4. That tells me to jump in head first.
for sure.
Well, now when
And
they're all that's 12 hours of Joe Rogan you have to listen to, and you listen to us, and you could find out there's only 2 hours.
we
Precisely,
stopped
yeah.
rating the person, which was good. We did.
I
that.
never rated
I
the
did
person.
that
still
early
do it.
on.
Whatever. I don't care. Cancel me.
You're canceled in my head already, so don't worry about that. Sometimes I forget your name.
But I
I
think
call you Lamar, like my phone.
Like my phone, I was just gonna say,
Like
yeah.
Lamar.
it's almost like a boxing judge, though. You know what I mean? Say the episode starts out at a 5, then just as you go, it's 4.5. I don't know. It's just something to honor Jamie, really.
Yeah, we just wanted to
Like,
give
it's
Jamie some.
inclusive, You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Without the Jamie Vernon's rating system,
I mean, the way Kamar throws around 5s, it's kind of lost all meaning at this point.
well, I've yet
really
to have
does.
someone say I was wrong.
I feel like
It's subjective. It doesn't
the
matter.
12 people who follow you on Instagram, like,
No pushback yet.
but Simon,
Not by 5s.
Simon, my whole point the whole time was like, think about it like a '90s video store where you went in and it was like Simon's picks, Matt's picks. You know what I mean? You
I get it.
yeah, you
I
knew,
get
like
it.
again, if you give it a 4, the listeners know they're like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
this is a 6. Whereas if Kamar gives it a 5, they're like, okay, well, you know,
Yeah.
probably good, but could be anywhere between.
There's a sliding scale of
Yeah,
expectation.
and then who knows with me?
Either way, I'm not suggesting that we change. I'm just telling you what my least favorite part is.
But we've all like panned podcasts as well. Like this was this is just garbage, and who
I
knows
pan
if
most
they were good.
podcasts, absolutely.
Yeah, but keep in mind, I'm also open to like, there's been episodes of ours where I was like, this episode was shit. I know from doing a podcast just once a week, sometimes you're not in the mood. It doesn't always hit out of the park. Sometimes catch you on a bad day. Imagine having to do 4 a week. And like, listen, I'm in a bad mood probably 50% of the time. So if you make me do 5 podcasts a week, there's a great chance that
Yeah.
at
You know
least
what?
That was a lot.
Sure, I agree with everything you just said. You pay me Joe Rogan money, I will never have a frown on my face. Like,
that's also a pretty good point.
Like,
if I had Joe Rogan
this
money,
doesn't buy you happiness is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because when you're struggling, and Joe says it all the time, and he's
get into that
right.
tomorrow.
And I'm surprised he can even remember what it's like to be poor. But when you're struggling, like,
yeah,
shit is hard, man. and
We'll get into that tomorrow.
I have more money in my Bodog account than my bank account. So yeah. Like I'm with you. If we built this thing into something that paid all of our bills, that would be so far beyond my dreams.
Yeah.
I don't even like talking about it though because I feel like it grosses everyone out.
Joe has really
is gross.
lost touch
It's gross, but
with
it's
who
really
he
real.
is, though. Monetarily, like, and I get it. You look at yourself in the mirror and you see yourself a certain way. I see myself with a full head of hair. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just have a mental image
Yeah.
of yourself, no matter kind of how old you get. And I feel like Joe's stuck in that with the money. He doesn't realize, like, you can't. You're just not a normal dude anymore. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like you're not. I don't care, and it's not $100 million. It's way more than that. Like Joe is already worth $50 million before the Spotify thing. He's interviewed so many cutting edge people at this point. If you don't think Joe has dumped a little into this guy and a little into that guy, you know what I mean? Oh, this crypto guy is on. He gave me some advice. Like I just assumed a lot of things have paid out for Joe. He's a lucky guy. You know what I mean? He is.
And
He's a really lucky guy.
We've watched his ascent. Isn't it an ascent when you're going up?
Yes, that is an ascent.
Watch his ascent, and it's like when you're banned. You know, you have a band that, like, say, like Green Day, like way back in the day, was like,
Yep.
some cool kids had the cassette. You know what
Before
I mean?
They were a
Dookie.
garage band.
No
yes.
one knew it. Never could hear it on the radio anywhere. It'd be impossible.
Slap happy, whatever. That
And then they
was
become the
their-
biggest band in the world, and like you get disassociated with to what they become. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now they're the least punk rock thing on earth.
And Joe's gone from his fucking bedroom or his office.
His office, I
He was an
think.
office in his house in L.A. to there. Come on, it's undeniable. And
But let's keep in mind too, when we say this, I don't think it's his fault. Like this is what you want. You want to become overly successful. You want to be able to take care of your family ad nauseum, right? Until the end of time. He's done that.
I'm not.
You can't. I know you're not. I'm just saying to anyone listening, like you can't. It's tough to remain grounded when you have that kind of bread. You're so insulated, right? Like he's in a
peerless.
I just don't think you can talk about like the normal person's plight at that point because you don't like. I mean, I guess you can remember what that's like. I was watching back at like.
Of course, you can remember what it's like. You can't imagine what it's like to be the biggest thing in the world, and not even be like, I dreamed this all my life, and
No,
I got
but
this.
I mean,
to find yourself in this position.
I think it's been a long time since Joe's had to worry about money.
Can I ask you a better question? This one always runs through my head. If you had, let's put the number at 250 million. How big would your house be? How much money would you spend on a home?
My house would be made of gold.
It wouldn't be that big. I would just have like a really nice getaway house. Maybe I'd have a place in some
I'd own
place I
real
could
estate,
fly
too.
in my private
No,
jet.
that's not the question though. Your main residence.
I wouldn't need
How
a
much would you
huge
spend
house.
on it?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Okay, I'd spend a little bit more than that probably, but because I would want to live on a big chunk of
Maybe.
land. I would want like a
Yeah.
decent house on a massive chunk of
if
land.
you want it
so
close
the land,
to the city, that's expensive.
Yeah,
but if
you know
can
what?
get that,
Maybe I'd get it on an island somewhere. Who fucking knows? I'll
Epstein
never
Island?
know because it's $250 million.
yeah, $250 million is just stupid.
Simon's an island boy. No, but my question, because like Joe lives in like an $8 million home in Austin, and the question runs through my head. Like again, you can't consider yourself the everyman when you live in like a 7-bathroom $8 million
Well,
home,
that's
right?
nothing. He could be spending a lot more than that, and he could be like I watch Listing LA, Listing New York, whatever that one is, that show. Some of those houses, those $20 million houses, they're fucking insane. Like Joe could afford that, no problem. You know.
He does.
of course.
He does definitely interact with normal people, though. Like all his securities or whatever, all those guys that work with him, they're not multi-millionaires. I mean, maybe Jamie Vernon's doing well and Brian on the back end, but
Yeah, the problem though
they
is
have a job. Like,
there's
it's-
no one around. There aren't many people around him anymore that will like, I don't know, that will put it in jeopardy being a friend of Joe's, right? To say what they really think. Like,
Well, I don't know that. I mean,
we kind of have an idea. Like
behind closed doors.
if you listen to other people's podcasts when they're talking about like vaccines or mandates or masks, they feel one way, and then they go on Joe and they're like, "Yeah, Joe for sure." I don't know. It's
But
happened.
I've seen a weird thing of like that Matty Matheson thing,
Which one?
The Canadian
Yeah.
cook.
Canadian cook, because he didn't push back against Joe. So there's that risk going on. You know what I mean? Cucking out or not saying what you want or what side you think you are on. We've documented the rise from what Joe was to what it is now. But what I was thinking, there's no one to compare him to say this is more how you do this. Do you know what I mean? He truly is peerless. There's other podcasters, but no one in his position. And down the road, there'll be a better Joe Rogan, or it'll be a woman, or whatever, 10 years from now, or whatever. You know what I mean? There'll be another, maybe not. Maybe Joe Rogan's a flash in the pan, and podcasts go out of fashion in 10 years, and there's the metaverse interaction.
No, listen, I think podcasts are great. But Joe has become such like a cultural force. It's just too much.
Our special thing.
It would be different. Like nobody gives a fuck about Ari Shafir's Skeptic Tank. It's a good podcast. I just mean that like he doesn't say something on there and it rattles the fucking major news networks and we have to hear about it for the next 3 months, you know?
In the beginning, you never listened. There was no to see what the take was. It was just stupid and silly and stories. That's all it was. There was never any agenda, whatever way it's going.
No, they were selling fleshlights and talking about fucking Olive Garden.
And personal, who's Tim Ferriss? When he went on, that's when I was like, okay, I'm listening to it all the time. 5 Hour Body. Oh, I'm going to be ayahuasca. Da, 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 da. It's definitely changed. But there's still amazing guests that will only be on Joe Rogan that are cool. Like tomorrow's.
Well, they won't only be on Joe Rogan. That's what we found out. That people just kind of recycle or
even then, there's people that have gone on Mark Maron that have not gone on Joe Rogan. Where I'm like, what the fuck? Like Eddie Murphy's a great example.
Eddie Murphy's been on Mark Maron and hasn't been on Rogan.
Yep.
Interesting.
I bet you more people dislike Joe Rogan than like him.
Can I tell you?
And indifference.
Maybe. Something about the difference between Rogan and Maron is that you go on Rogan, you're having a 3-hour conversation, and that could go multitudes of directions.
Yeah.
I feel like Maron, it's so cut up anyways that,
when you find that out,
there's less fear of,
I guess, yeah.
Making a fool of yourself.
But I love that Mark Maron hates Joe Rogan because I don't like Mark Maron. So
does he hate Joe Rogan?
Mark Maron's just a jealous guy. Yeah.
Weird energy. I'm sure it's all love, but he was on was with the Two Bears, One Cave or something, filling in for somebody and was bitching about Joe Rogan. He just, sometimes they talk about how supportive they are. Sometimes you hear people who don't care if they ever see someone again.
Well, I like that somebody called him. I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yes.
This was just here. I don't know. I can't believe we went an hour. I said this thing would be a half-hour max. I don't even know what we talked about. We did 10 movie games.
I keep waiting. I swear to God, I keep waiting for us to start. And you ask me who the first guest is. Like, it just, again, that reflex energy.
Autopilot.
But here, I think we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, no, this was, like I said, we just wanted to say thank you to you guys. I don't know what we discussed, but whatever.
Yeah, it was really big of ourselves to do this, eh?
No, I just wanted, it was, we should do something. 3 years. I never thought we'd make it this far. Again, we should thank everyone.
There's going to be nothing to talk about
all
tomorrow.
the people that have helped along the way, all the people that
listen. I need to
listen.
ask you guys 2 questions.
The Patreon, all of you. If you ever watched on YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You, Maddie. I know. Constantly blowing smoke up your ass.
Everyone thanks to
Everybody
Maddie.
should know that Matt does more than anybody
It's
else
unbelievable.
on this podcast.
And it's, if it was me doing it, I could not have done this.
Wait, and the website. It's
it
done. Not only is it
announcement?
done, you can get shirts in Australia, New Zealand, probably anywhere in Europe. They ship out of the UK, so
We're worldwide.
I don't really know, but I got it all worked out. So the website, by the time this goes up, go to wearenotjoerogan.com. You can get some merch. I'm really sorry. The Champion stuff is only available in North America. None of the other drop shippers offer the Champion stuff. So the high quality Champion gear, unfortunately, only ships out of the States. So if you're not within North America, I don't even think you can get it. But even then, the shipping would be fucking obscene. So I apologize for that. But you can still get yourself a hoodie, a T-shirt, a crew neck, if you're in the North American region, you can get a journal, a mug. I was going to do stickers, but again, who wants to ship a sticker?
Get your merch. Get
some merch.
Get
Christmas
your
is around the
merch.
corner. That's all that's there. The website is trash. I made it. I don't know what I'm doing. I specifically said in the website that it is trash. That's it. Guys, thank you guys. Thank you too. Can't believe you guys stuck around.
Patreons only.
No, I think I'll release this. The Patreon will get the episode 2 if
Episode 2, that's it's a time capsule.
yeah, because episode 1 was the one that we had a serious it didn't record properly. And then I think episode 2 did record properly. But
The lost tapes.
Yeah, the lost tapes.
We'll talk about it.
Well, guys, thank you so much. 3 years. It's been incredible. We hope to see you 3 years from now, hopefully in a much better studio, all driving Ferraris and being total assholes, forgetting that we were the everyman.
Once we get to the quintuple year.
By the way, Dan Hooker lost.
Triple
The Russian,
year.
the Russian
Come on.
choked him out.
Oh,
Or
that's
Kimura.
I'm coming full circle on your.
But he just went out of the podcast.
Yeah.
To like something happened real time. And
Yeah.
time continuum.
That's it, guys. We love you. Thank you so much for listening. If you've ever watched, listened, donated, I couldn't be more grateful. It's been a hell of a ride. We hope to see you in 3 years. We hope to still be talking about something useful. That's it. You guys want to know?
I love everyone who's listening. I love everyone who hates me. I love everyone who loves me.
I don't think
these two
anyone
guys.
hates you.
I love that this exists. Thank you. Let's keep it going.
All right. Well, have a great weekend. And as usual,
Keep your eyes open, everyone.